Education, please stand and help me welcome back and congratulate our 2016 Class 4A Girls State Basketball Champions, our very own Mason City Mohawks. Jeff Van Gundy once said, "The best teams play for each other, not with each other." And Brad Stevens, you have to earn your right to win the game with effort and togetherness. Girls, you've not only played all year for each other, you have played for your coaches and for your community. With your effort and togetherness, you earned your right to win a state championship. Congratulations, you're not only forever a part of Mohawk history, but a part of state history. Go Mohawks!
Thank you, Jana. I'd like to now introduce our superintendent and the commission.
Do we have heart or what?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So first, I want to just say thanks. Thanks for the incredible support for our girls, for our coaches, for our staff, for our families, and from this community. You have just been awesome. That many red headlights heading back and forth, no, they're not headlights, are they? Red taillights going back and forth certainly had that Mohawk spirit all the way from Des Moines back to Mason City. So I want to thank you for that. That was a wow. And, you know, I was just asked what this exclamation pin was for, and I said it's because I don't really have words for this. You really don't have words for this. But in my career, I have had the experience of having two first-time girls' state basketball championship teams. I know that what you have created, these young women and their coaches, for this community and for our schools, is a memory that will last a lifetime. Thank you so much. Congratulations, go Mohawks.
Thank you, Anna. I see this guy's name come up on the TV and it says, "We love you, Dan Long." So I guess I better introduce Dan Long.
All right, I had to get that out just to get going here. I tell you what, if there's anyone around this state that wanted to do the Mohawks for, they sure know who we are now. That's right. You guys were awesome, from the team to the stands. When you looked around, Mohawk pride was all over the place. Students, you guys rock. When we got on that basketball court, I started to hear this Tuesday night. You were walking around in the stands after the game, and everybody knew. You talk about a group of motivated and driven girls and coaches, and we sure saw that, because it didn't matter who you were going to throw on that court against us. We were bringing this title home. Way to go, girls.
Thank you, Dan. I'd now like to introduce the president of our booster club, Sean Gadsden.
Thanks, Bob. Dan, that sign, by the way, was my son's. I guess he likes you. Ladies, coaches, as Booster Club president of Mason City Mohawks, I offer my congratulations. You have shown poise, studiousness, spirit, and sportsmanship. Mohawk spirit, Mohawk sportsmanship. And you have accomplished something that only happens every so often, unfortunately, in this community. You brought people out of the woodwork. Absolutely. And brought the community together. If you didn't notice down here on the floor during the season that the temperature started to rise, we did up in the stands. And that's because more and more people started showing up to watch you. And we appreciate your efforts that you gave. Everyone, without these ladies and the coaches have done a lot of work, a lot of practice during the year. But they're not without a supporting cast and crew. Their team does not function without help from the Booster Club. Things such as the uniforms that they wore to represent us as Mason City, their training equipment, their video equipment, coaches' clothing, that nice bus that brought them back, took them down, the hotel room that they stayed in last night, their team meals. That's all in support from the Booster Club, and mostly their main boosters. Without further ado, I would like to introduce their boosters, and I'd like them to stand. Mike and Sherry Bortman, Doug and Darren Thacker, Gretchen Hollander, and Mark and Shelley Oliver. And these individuals have done a lot of work here to help these girls get to the state championship. They do that in the partnership with Coach Clausen and an understanding on their budget. And it's not always fun, and because of this state tournament championship, that budget's probably on the little downside. So, in a pitch for that, next year when they come around asking for money, please, we ask for your support to help these girls again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. And now, for the real reason we're here, the girls and the coaches. I'm going to introduce Kurt Clausen, state championship coach. Come on up and you are the man.
Great to see such a big crowd here. We were just kind of amazed coming down the highway, seeing all the people outside, and then coming up here, and I can't remember who said it. Man, there's a lot of cars out there. That was awesome to see. Hey, Mohawks, you remember on Thursday, we had practice over here, and we said it was the seniors' last practice, but we also said this wouldn't be the last time they were going to come walking in this gym, because we're going to bring home the state title. From day one of practice, we talked about that the championship was the goal, that's what all we were going after. But once the season started, it turned into, we're going to take them one at a time. We're going to take one practice at a time, one game at a time, and everything once at a time, one possession at a time. And these kids did that. Everything that we asked them to do as coaches, everything that we needed from practice and game standpoint, they came through and they did the job. You can't ask for better representatives of our school and our district and our town than the young people sitting in front of us right now. So so many memories of the trip and the whole season. We're going to let the coaches and players talk here in a second, and they'll share some of those. But we've just had so much support from so many people. All the people sitting behind us, the school district, our administration, from Dr. Mishik to Dan Long to Bob Kenny. If you want to see some great video, go on Facebook, check out Danielle Kenny. Bob Kenny coming into our locker room on Friday and last night after the win, doing a little jig at one time. I think. You want to do that now? No? But we are so blessed with the administrative support. TJ Jumper up there, I see, has been a big supporter of our programs all the way through. So thanks to the school district and our administration for all the support. We couldn't have done it without you. I don't know if she's here. Is Sherry Ridinghouse here? We got to give a big shout out to Sherry. So much organization. Stand up, Sherry. I'm not sure who called or emailed more, Sherry to me or me to Sherry, but thanks, Sherry. We couldn't have done this without you either. We got a lot of media people here. If you look at teams throughout the state, the media that we have, from KIMT to KGLO to the Globe Gazette, we are just so blessed with such professional broadcasting and newsprint here, and get our kids in the news and give them the support and the credit that they deserve. So our media people, I know Tim and the rest of you, would you please stand and be recognized as well? We couldn't have done this. I've said it at the pep rally, I think. We have the best fans in the state. If you looked at those games this whole week, who had more fans there than us? Nobody. Who had louder fans than us? Nobody. It started with the student section, the best student section. And the rest of our fans, just unbelievable, the support that we've had and the messages that all of us have received between our phones and our social media stuff, just blowing up with people in support. Just from us, our colleagues in school and parents and everybody else. This has been overwhelming, the support that we've had. So thank you to everyone for that. Sean already mentioned our booster reps. We couldn't have done this without them. What a tremendous group, and caring about our kids and going above and beyond and doing things that need to get done for us. So reps, I won't mention you again, but thank you for that as well. I also said at the banquet, or at the pep assembly, I'm so blessed. I have the best assistant coaches in the state. There's no question about it. You can't find more passionate, more dedicated, better teachers than my three assistants. I'm going to have them come up and speak for a second. Coach Kirby, Coach Trask, Coach Fortune, come on up.
And we're so proud of them. Great job, girls.
I think that if this doesn't show you how great of a school and a community Mason City is, then I don't know what can, because the fan support, the amount of work, and just the fact that these girls were so focused, they could not have been in a better place to bring home this championship. I'm so proud of the way that they were determined, they were focused, and
we can hear you, baby.
They still had fun in doing all of this. You should be so proud of these athletes and the way that they handled themselves and bringing home the championship. Also, last night we got back to the hotel and it was kind of like, well, where's the next tape? Who do we have to scout? Let's get some film. Oh wait, we're done. We won the state championship. So just the amount of time and work, especially, I want to thank Coach Clausen for all he did for this program and for the state championship.
Of course, I have to write mine down. Just wow. Just this week has been a blur. It's been crazy. I feel like we've lived in Des Moines, and that's a good thing. 9 years ago, that's how long ago Coach Clausen and I came the same year. First season, we were 2-19. Never in a million years would we have thought that we could have been winning a state title 9 years later. And that's truly because the culture is changing here in Mason City. The culture is changing with the parents, with the students, with the faculty, with the community, because we're rallying around this school. The school district needs more than just the students and the teachers. We need the community members, and the culture is changing. And if you don't believe that, look at the girls in front of you right now as state champions. The culture is changing. I have to say that this is probably the greatest year ever, obviously because of the state championship, but I'm also in charge of the Coaches vs. Cancer initiative, and if you haven't seen the Facebook post, we raised $17,700 for Coaches vs. Cancer. And when that hits so close to home with parents of some of our players, some of the strongest supporters in the community, I just can't be more proud of this team for going out there and giving back to the community. That just shows you the character of these ladies. They're not just basketball players, they're great students. They are great people that give back to the youth. They come on Sunday afternoons to work with our kids, and they give back money, and they give back to raising support for different things. And I just can't be more proud as an assistant coach of these girls. They are my family, and I can't thank my wife enough, who's out there with my son, years and hours away from home. I just can't thank you guys enough for being my family. You guys are my family, and I can't thank you enough for the support. And Betsy, I love you, and I love our son. Thank you guys so much for everything.